I'm a little early. Actually, I'm actually late. My usual time is 3 o'clock, but I had a virtual appointment, so that went long. I wasn't sure how long it was going to be. It actually didn't go long. It's just that it started late. So I'm here now, and I see that Rosalie thinks my square here is cute. Thank you. That's my Jada and Stitches Easter, well, April square. I actually need to make another one. Probably need to make two. I should have made one. I should have made two all this time, but I thought I had my three that I have. Hi, Cam. I usually have one on my front door, one for downstairs in the lobby, and one for here. I at least need one for the front door and one for the lobby. I went and this is all that I found. I don't know where the other one is. The one in the thumbnail. That's gone. I don't know where she went. Maybe she hopped away. Yes, she did. She hopped away. So, Cami, what's new? Anything? I know. I went on early. Went on too early. My start time was 3:15. It's not even. It's 3:12 right now. So we will wait for everybody else to come in. In the meantime, what are you working on, Cami? Anything special? I got my water here. Uh, you see this one? This I got on clearance. Let's see if you can see it. I got this on clearance. Can you tell where I got it? Can you tell? I think. Oh, you're making a bag? Okay. So I got this at Hobby Lobby and I started making something with another one exactly like this. Guess what? It became a frog ball. I had to frog the whole thing. I mean, it was a big little lapgan I was starting. But no, she became a frog ball. So it just wasn't turning out right. I wasn't working off a pattern. I was just making my own stuff, and I didn't I didn't what's the word? I didn't do the increases to the square. I was working from the inside out. Not a granny square. No. Let me explain it better. I made a square, back and forth square. Then I went the border got messed up. So it just didn't turn out right. It was a bust. It was a no go. No can do. It never happened. Nope. So today is actually cold here in Chicago. Your local weather girl. It's cold. Not cold for, if it was January, it'd be a warm day, 39 degrees. But for Easter, we're going to get 70s and sunny. So that's nice. Oh, it would be so nice if you get to see the little Easter parade with the little kitties and the little girls with their Easter dresses, and the bows in their hair and the nice shoes, the white shoes with their Easter baskets, and the little boys. Hey, Dana, the little boys with the bow ties and their little suits, and they're dressed up for Easter. Oh my gosh, that would be so cute. Now, where I, I don't. I mean, I used to go to a church that they did an Easter parade with the little kids. But I mean, my church, they don't do that. And I've decided to not go in person for a while. I've decided to go all virtual. So I'm not going to be a greeter for a while. Not doing that. The reason is because I feel like everybody's just wearing their mask kind of wrong, kind of just not covering their nose, which a couple people, they can't cover their nose. That's fine, but for the most part, I'd say about 80% of people don't cover their nose in my church. So I'm like, I'm not afraid of COVID. I'm afraid of germs. I'm afraid of droplets. Like I was always like that, and then I got better, but honestly, because COVID, it made my symptoms worse. So thank you, COVID-19, for making me a germaphobe again. Ugh. So, I mean, it is what it is, right? I have to deal with it all over again. And hopefully it doesn't get worse as time progresses. But for now, I am indoors as much as I can, which is sad because it's spring. It's time to go outside. I mean, there's the trail. I have the trail there. But if I want to interact with people, it's got to be all virtual. Just virtual. Nothing else. I mean, it's gotten to the point where I'm thinking of buying my groceries and picking them up off the curb now. But then I don't know. I've moved up to the point where I scan and go. So I scan my groceries, put them in my cart, and then at the end of the trip, the shopping trip, I pay for it through my phone. I leave. So I don't have to interact with the cashier taking my stuff. I almost said a bad word. And scanning them one by one. So nobody else has to touch my groceries. That's one less person to touch my groceries, because they don't bag. That's another, like if you went to some grocery stores, you got the cashier touching your stuff, and then you got the bagger touching your stuff. Oh my, that's a lot of hands. So, oh my gosh, Cam, you have allergies. My husband has allergies. And am I right? They came early this year. They came early and they came with a vengeance. I guess maybe allergies are jealous. We're paying attention to COVID and allergies. Like, wait a minute, we're a thing too. Let's go in there and let's go attack. They should be talking about us, right? Not just COVID. I think that's what happened. That's my little take on what's going on with allergies, because my husband is pretty bad. He's really, I mean, the doctor put him on steroids and another medicine, which that's on top of his eye drops, his nasal spray, and top of his Allegra. So another medicine plus the steroids. She put him on this medicine, and the side effect from this medicine, depression. That just doesn't seem right. The side effect is depression. I mean, he's already bummed out that he's got allergies. Now he's going to be depressed too. So I got to keep my eye on that. I don't know. I mean, how you can, because when you're depressed, I mean, people could cheer you up all they want, but that doesn't usually get rid of depression. When it's major depression, you need a pill to take that away, in my opinion. I mean, I've heard people try, herbs and vitamins and avoiding certain foods and in substances, avoiding environments and doing things. That's good too, but I mean, sometimes you just need a pill. I had no allergy pills. My allergies were so bad this morning, I caved and got another bottle. What kind do you take, Cammie? There's Mr. Allergy himself. We're just talking about you and your allergies. You and Cammie share the same affliction. I have, she said, the best. Oh my gosh. You don't need, did you see what he wrote? Yeah. Dana, depression is that's a monster, invisible monster. Oh, and people think you just, can snap out of it. No, doesn't work that way. Does not work that way. No, no. You need medicine sometimes. You know, most of the time. I know of a person who actually died because this person refused to take medicine for depression. Refused. Not because of health reasons, just because didn't think they need it. And symptoms got worse and 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 worse. This person died at a young age, like mid 40s. So I, take care of your mental health. That's why, and not that this will cure depression, but it will help, you know, because they say go ride a bike, and I'm not a very active person. I'm not a runner. I tried running, I tried riding bikes, I tried that, but it's just not in me. I'm not a very active person, you know. I I try once in a while. I give it the old college try, but this really helps me, you know. And some days, not often, not too many days. Hi, Kelly. Not too many days, I will kind of not forget to crochet, but I'll like do a bunch of things so that I can, you know, settle down with my crochet. But I never finish. I never finish. I'm like dishes and laundry and cooking and more dishes and organization and paying bills and doing stuff, checking emails. Then at the end of the day, it's like 8:30, 9 o'clock. I have not crocheted. That's dangerous for me not to crochet. Mr. Hook knows that. You're working and listening. Thank you for coming. I feel so like I've been absent on YouTube. I say that, I think I say it a lot. I, I'm for a person who's inside the house almost every day, almost all day, with the exception of the occasional trip to the doctor, specialist, or grocery store. I mean, I do like I have this thing with, you know, with OCT, you got to constantly like make sure things are in their place, you know, and whatever's open gets closed, whatever's, you know, pulled out gets pushed back in, whatever's turned on gets turned off. Oh, it's just gotten worse. I'm telling you, it's gotten worse. OCD has gotten worse. Germophobia has gotten worse. Fear of going outside has gotten worse. Agoraphobia, I think that's what you call it. I mean, it's COVID-19 is like it has other side effects than just, you know, COVID-19. I would no, COVID-19 doesn't have side effects other than breathing issues. It's the pandemic has side effects. The pandemic has you know, the economy side effects and the, you know, whatever, but also is the mental health issue, you know, with going through this lockdown and you can't see anybody, and if you do go out you got to make sure you wear a mask, and then you become everybody's judge. You walk around being a judge of everybody, like you're thinking, that person's not wearing a mask right. Why is she wearing her mask like that? That's not the right way to wear a mask. You're like judging. You become a judgy person. I don't like that either. So this pandemic just needs to go away, really. But oh God, thank God I know how to crochet. Finally, I know how to crochet. Thank God, because oh, if I didn't know how to crochet, what would I do? I don't really have a lot of talent other than the fact that I know how to clean and cook, but there's only so much. I mean, that takes a lot of physical energy to clean, and I don't have a lot of like I have back issues. So as much as I want to clean everything, I physically can't. So I just sit there and look at it and like, oh, I want to clean that. But if I do, I'll be like injure my back or whatever. Anyway, I feel like I'm rambling. Oh, Cammy says he has a touch of OCD. I am the messy type of OCD. I can't stand it when my room is clean. Cammy, that's an actual thing. A messy OCD. My one of my boys has. He's can't be a clean area. It's gotta be a sty. It has to be. Nothing cannot be organized. It just irritates him to have everything in the right spot. So imagine him and I living in the same household for years. So my other son has like me. He's got to have things the right way, clean, everything spotless. So could you imagine those two boys growing up together, being opposites? It was a struggle, and then me, it was a struggle. But my one son called me the one who is messy OCD. That's a thing, Cammy. Uh, he he called me the other day and he couldn't find something, a piece of paper, and what can I do from Chicago? Help him in Pennsylvania. You know, did you look here? Did you look there? Did you look? You know, I'm like, look in your trunk, look in your glove compartment, look between the seats. You know, say a prayer, look under the seat, say a prayer. You know, and whatever. It was supposed to be in his car, something for his car, his registration stuff, and he couldn't find it, couldn't find it. And I'm just imagining him like opening everything, opening the trunk, opening the glove compartment, looking underneath the seat. In my head, I'm like, oh, his hands are probably dirty. Oh my gosh, disgusting. And the last thing he wants to hear from me is wash your hands, you know. But I'm just like imagining him looking in the trunk, looking in the glove compartment, looking here, looking there, looking in the little where you put your, you know, not where you put your coins, but the bottom pocket on the door where all the junk goes, looking in there, and where your keys go, and everything's like, it's not sanitary. It's the car is, you know, it's, you gotta wipe it down every once in a while. And the dust, oh my gosh, the dust in the car, sure. But it's just, I was just like disgusted. I'm like, oh, I have to hang up with him. Lori Armstrong is here. Hello, Lori. Listening while I wait for hubby to get ready to go to, oh, my favorite place. You're going to Target. Awesome. Oh my gosh. I love Target. I love it's like I've seen a meme where, you know, you go in Target for one thing and you come out with 2 carts full of stuff that you don't need. I'm not explaining the meme right because it's not funny how I say it, but when I read this, I'm like, oh my gosh, that is so true. You go in there for a little tiny thing and you come out with like lawn chairs and towels and pots and pans and toilet paper and, you know, coffee cups and dresses. I love the clothes at Target. I love the clothes at Target. You know what's a good place to buy clothes as well is Costco. I mean, some of that stuff is not bad at all. You know, I mean, not all of it is, you know, very, a lot of it is comfort clothes, but a lot of them are comfort plus stylish, you know. And the thing is with Costco, they don't always sell the same stuff. So, like, I have a pair of pants from Costco, and I'm like, oh, these are great pants. I love these Costco pants, and I wear them, you know, just for special, not special occasions, but like they're not everyday bum around the house pants. They're nice pants. And I wear them like if I'm going to the doctor's office, I'll put on my nice pants. And I'm like, man, do they have enough? Do they have more pairs? No, they don't sell them ever again. They don't sell them. Just realize it's Easter on Sunday and need to get Easter basket stuff. Oh my gosh. Fun. Oh, that reminds me, we need paper towels. We need paper towels. And don't forget the toilet paper. Toilet paper, paper towels, hand sanitizer, all that stuff. And what else? Q-tips, um, toothpaste, toothbrush. We just changed our toothbrushes when spring started. We like to change our toothbrushes. Well, I do, OCD. I change everybody's toothbrushes when the season changes. And shoot, I ain't gonna worry about the kid that's out of state. I'm not stressing myself out. I already got enough stress. I'm not going to stress about somebody who's out of state and out of my house. I can't do it. Dana, you're not feeling good? And what's wrong? Oh my gosh. My husband says Costco is worse. You come in there for one thing and you live with the car for $300 later. Like yesterday, my husband, you went, you took our other son to Costco, and I told you take the basket with you. That we have a big basket where we load our groceries, and so it's easier to transport up the elevator. And he's like, I don't need the basket. I'm just getting two things. Well, he came back with the basket full of stuff, and it's actually a laundry basket, big laundry basket. We put everything in there when we go grocery shopping, and it's easier. You don't need to deal with bags at the grocery store. You just put everything in the basket and take it up to through the elevator and empty it in the kitchen. Oh, change of weather. Okay, yeah. Did you get a cold snap by you, Dana? Because we did. We had it nice and warm for a few days, and then we got a cold snap, and then it's going to warm up again. Is it the same situation by you? I believe when my weather person shows the map of our, area, I think South Bend is on our area. So he pans out all the way to almost Iowa, you know, and all the way to like most of Indiana. So and up there by Wisconsin, and Christy's here. Yes, I was just talking about our weather. Oh yeah, the weather affects everything. The allergies, the sickness, even mental health, it affects weather does, and darkness and lack of sunshine, cloudy days. It's just like the song says, rainy days and Mondays always get me down. I hope I don't get dinged for that, saying a song lyric. I didn't actually sing it. But yeah, this weather. Ugh. I'm working on these granny squares still, Dana. Working on the granny squares, and I got a few more to go. But uh, you know, granny squares are nice because you don't have to think. And sometimes I just need to crochet just for the sake of crocheting. Like I'm working on some whips, but they actually need my full attention, and I can't do anything but work on that. And sometimes I just want to zone out, or like sometimes when I'm talking on the phone with somebody, one of my relatives, it's nice to crochet nothing but a granny square. But mm, it's makes for a useful thing. Like, okay, so this thing I'm working on for my husband, maybe he's listening. We had the windows and doors open yesterday. We're wearing shorts. Today, snow flurries in Indianapolis. Okay, we had black ice, and then there was a lot of car accidents today in Chicago. We had snow and then black ice, and ugh, I think this is considered blackberry winter. The last cold snap was dogwood winter. Really? At least here in Georgia. The oldsters would call it. Hi, Becky. That was you, Becky. Yeah. Hi. Those are, I've never heard those terms. I've heard of Indian summer, but that's about it. I guess there's more terms. But I remember, and here's what the first week of May here in Chicago is usually always cold, no matter if it's warm in April. No matter, the first weekend in May is always cold. You know how I know this? Because I used to work in a school, and we used to graduate the kindergartners the first week of May. At every graduation, every year, the little kindergartners would be like cold. They would be wearing their cap and gowns, and then the moms would put on a coat. And I'm like, such shame they would have to wear a coat over their cap and gown every year. So this is how I know. In Chicago, the first weekend in May, always cold, chilly, chilly. Like chilly, like especially if it was warm for many days, and then like 75, 80. That first weekend, the first Friday in May, or maybe the second Friday, also maybe, and or the second Friday, cold, always cold. Oh, 21 in Michigan. Mm. Well, Easter weekend here in Chicago is going to be really nice weather, which is, if you just came in, I was talking about little girls with their Easter dresses and little boys with their little bow ties, the ones that look like this bow tie over here. Oh, I love a little boy with the bow tie, with little Easter basket with his trucks inside, holding a little truck. He's can you tell I have a little boy? I used to have little boys. I used to like to dress up my little boys in their little mini tuxedos. They were so cute. But I mean, I'm not going out for Easter. Really? No, nowhere. I'll just have to watch that stuff on. Do they still do that stuff at the White House? I remember vaguely. They have a little. Oh no, is that the next day? The day after Easter, Monday. Don't they do something like an Easter egg hunt? Do they have a special name for that? Or am I just imagining that? I thought that's what they do. The Monday after Easter. They have a little something for the kids on the grass. Or are they not doing that this year? They definitely didn't do it last year because COVID was crazy. Although it's getting really bad here again. The numbers are going up again. And then you hear of these people who took the vaccine and they still got COVID. I know it's not 100% effective, but yikes. When are we going to be finished with this ish? When? Oh, okay, Cammy, my Google guy. Google guy, go. You look at it. Thank you, Cammy. Oh, he's so helpful. Gotta love that Cammy. Cammy's so helpful. What would we do without Cammy? He's Jada's employee of the month. Although it is a new month, will she still keep you on? Will she I don't know the term. I don't know the term. In other words, would she let you continue a second month? A second term, maybe. Life Talk with Liz is here. Hi, Liz. How are you doing? The Easter egg hunt is Saturday, April 3rd. Oh, so it's the day before Easter. Wait, no. Yeah, it's the day before Easter. Now, what do they do the Monday after Easter? I thought they do something the Monday after Easter in the White House, on the White House lawn. Is it the Rose Garden? I don't know. I don't know if I make stuff up in my head. I don't know. Okay, so here's what I wanted to talk to you about. I have come to a little, not a screeching halt. Seems like a screeching halt with my number of subs for some reason. I was hoping by the time I made it to my 1 year, I would have gotten 1,000 people to join me on this channel. Because usually that's the average. I consulted with another YouTube, And this YouTuber said that a good average is 1,000. It takes about a year to make it to 1,000. That's the average. You know, obviously there are exceptions, but you know, what was I saying? What was I already forgot. Okay, so that's the yeah, and I've made it to my 1 year YouTube anniversary was on Tuesday, the 30th. Yes, so that was 1 year, and I believe yes, I I posted the giveaway video and I tagged I put the link for my first video on there. It's just a short, like I think it's not even a minute, but so don't forget to enter that giveaway. I was replaced as Jada's employee of the month. Last employee of the month showed up, and yeah, so you were replaced. So you came in midterm. So would she let you roll over into April? Easter Monday holds religious significance for Christians as it follows Easter Sunday, the day Jesus Christ was resurrected, following his crucifixion, and Good Friday. For some, it's a more solemn remembrance of Christ's death and subsequent resurrection, which is marked with an outdoor procession. That's and maybe that's where they got the Easter parade, because I know that I think in Mexico they do the procession where they have somebody carrying a cross with a crown of thorns. They do the whole reenactment of it, and maybe that's where the little kids' Easter parade evolved from. But it is cute to see all the little kids with their Easter outfits, and they're so excited to wear them. I remember my grandma will always, not the grandma that's on my profile, but my Italian grandma. She would always make a special big deal about. She would buy me my Easter dress. She would look forward to that every year. Buy me my Easter dress, my Easter dress, my Easter dress. I would get a new Easter dress every year, and believe me, I hated dresses, but I had to wear them every Sunday, if not every special occasion. I had to wear a dress. That was the rule. My mom made me wear a dress all the time, all the time, all the time. I mean, I like dresses now, but when you're a little girl, little tomboy, you don't like wearing a dress. But now I like to see little girls wearing the fancy dresses, and I know they're so excited to wear them. Even though I didn't like wearing the dress, but that Easter Sunday dress was less. It was more tolerable. It was less annoying than all the other dresses. The Easter Sunday dress was always special. I always remember it, with a positive uh, feeling. It was, because it came with the Easter basket and the Easter shoes and the little socks with the ruffles on the edge of the socks. And what else? What else? I think that's it. Oh, well, I remember one year I got like a white Bible for Easter, and I was like carrying it. Oh, gloves! The gloves too. Don't forget the gloves. Yes. We wore the gloves, and that was Barb is here. Hi, Barb. I'm gonna ask you. I always ask you what time is it there in the Netherlands. Hi, cousin Joe. What's up? How are you doing? How's everybody? Welcome. We got 13 watching. We got only 10 thumbs. Come on, put those thumbs up. I've been telling all the lovely people who are here. What is that? Oh, I saw something on my counter. It's like this big blob. It's a ball of yarn that I had. It's a small little scrap of yarn, but it happens to be brown, and my counter is brown. So I'm like, what is that? You don't want a glob of brown anywhere on your kitchen, right? But it's yarn. It is 10:45. Oh my gosh, it's late. But because SDI, doesn't it stand for sleep deprivation something? Right? Whisper, Barb. SDI stands for like something like sleep deprivation or something. Let me know if I'm right. Easter dress, hat, the hat. You're right, Lori. The hat, the the. How can I forget the purse? My gosh, thank you, Lori. The shoes, the socks, the gloves. Oh my gosh, yes. Sleepless. Okay, Sleepless Designs Inc. Yes. Yeah. Well, Joe, every day you wake up, you win. You're a winner, Joe. But let me just say this, Joe. How did you get so good at bowling? My gosh, that I mean, amazing. You give me the itch to go bowling again. I used to bowl on a team with my husband and our friends. We used to bowl every Saturday. So I got my own bowling ball with my name on it, and it fitted with my fingers. Of course, my fingers are much bigger now. The Easter Parade is an American cultural event consisting of a festive strolling procession on Easter Sunday. I love Easter parades. And they're going to have such a good day to parade. I know there's going to be a lot of churches going to have their parades. I just won't be going in person to my church for until I don't know. But I really enjoy on the days that I don't go, I don't have to greet, I don't have to serve. I stay in virtual to watch virtual if it's bad weather, and it's been bad winter. So I'm used to watching virtually, and it is nice. It's nice. We we're allowed to drink coffee in our church anyway, but it's more, it's nice because you can actually pause it live. You can pause it live and just like, oh, hang on, let me go. You can't pause live church unless you're watching it on virtually because they stream it through YouTube and other platforms. But we watch it through YouTube, and when somebody's live on YouTube, you can pause them live. So, and you can just speed them up to catch up or just not catch up at all. More facts about Easter. Oh, it's your anniversary. Happy anniversary, Barb. How many years? I was looking at amigurumi patterns, Lori says. I found a really cute because I told you about my yarn. Yeah. But my eyes are a little, strained right now. Fifth Avenue Parade. Okay, my eyes are strained right now because I'm having to wear my contacts every day, all day. And I've been out of the habit of wearing contacts because of the lockdown. We've been inside. I only wear contacts when I'm going to go out to a doctor's appointment. Just because, when you're wearing, okay, these are my reading glasses. When you're wearing glasses, to put a mask, it's something extra. So it's easier to wear the mask when there's nothing else on my face. Um, so, but I'm out of the habit. Now, 20 years together, 19 years living together. Well, I would say then that makes him your husband. In the United States, you got the common law marriage, so I think it's 7 years. So you definitely can call him your husband. His popularity has declined significantly, drawing only 30,000 people in 2008. Lots of Easter facts today. Thank you, Cammie. Thank you, thank you. So, what was I saying? So, I've been having to wear my contacts because I broke my glasses. I'd like to say okay, sorry. I didn't sit on them. I knelt on them. I knelt. They were on like the couch, and I knelt on the couch, and they were right there. And I knelt on them so hard that my knee was injured. I had an injured knee for about an hour. It was sore. That's how hard I knelt on them. For the law here, it is the same as being married as well. Yeah. Mm-hmm. That's the same. I have a lot of family members who they have a lot of common law marriage, which you know, to each his own. I'm not judging anybody. I mean, it's much cheaper to just do the common law thing, or to even go to court. That's great too. I think sometimes it's less complicated. When I think of my wedding, oh, a lot of drama when you plan a wedding. You know, a lot of drama, and you pose for the pictures, but a lot of stress comes out. It can. Not every wedding is like that, but I was stressed out when I was planning my wedding. There was a lot of drama. There was a lot of emotions and rushing and waiting and the money. So, I mean, but that's the way we went. Not everybody goes that way. To each his own. That's the great thing about being an individual. You do you. You do you. We want to do the ceremony, but we are wanting to save up and do it all. Yeah, because it is nice to have a big wedding. I mean, I've been to big weddings, and yes,
I have to go to Jules.
okay, all right. Let me finish this YouTube. Okay, sorry, but I've been to big weddings, like very. You could tell they're very expensive weddings because you got nice juicy steak and chicken and the dessert area and the open bar and the band and the dresses are, you could tell it's an expensive wedding. And a couple of those weddings that I've been to unfortunately didn't last but like less than 5 years. I and I, I i thought about their wedding. I'm like, oh my gosh, all that, and it's a shame they didn't, it didn't work out. But I've been to a lot of weddings that were not even a ceremony and they're still intact today, years, decades later. So you never know. He wants us to have your own tartan design, maybe, so we have our own family kilts. Oh, getting married at a castle. Ooh, having dinner with friends and family, and then take off on holiday. Oh my gosh, I love the way you in the United States we call what you would call holiday. We call it vacation. And the first time I ever heard the term holiday referring to a vacation was when Madonna made the song Holiday. I was like so confused. Yeah, there's holidays almost every month, Madonna. What are you talking about? I didn't know she was actually referring to a vacation. I need a vacation. We actually have a song. It's called Vacation. Vacation, all I ever wanted. Vacation, have to get away. So, but my mind goes to holiday, like a special occasion day, like Christmas, Easter, and Thanksgiving, and whatever. Some people think Halloween is a holiday. Would you call it a holiday? I don't know. A special day. What did I do here? Oh gosh, this granny square. See, because I'm talking. What is Easter for you, Sandy? Is it bunnies and all that stuff, or is it about the? Okay, so Joe, I will tell you this. Somebody asked me what I do on Easter, and I will say that in my home, in my head, in my heart, I acknowledge the resurrection of Jesus Christ every single Sunday when I go to church. We acknowledge it. We think about it. We talk it. We discuss it. The sermon is all about the resurrection of Jesus Christ. So when Easter comes, we've been doing that all year. So it's not like extra special for me. I acknowledge it every Sunday. I acknowledge it honestly every day. Our home. if we have the cross is empty to symbolize, his resurrection from the cross. He's not on the cross anymore. So, but I know Easter is not about the Easter bunny, but I think all that is cute. I think it's nice. I don't like. I'm not against it. Like some people are like against the Christmas trees and presents. I'm not. I'm not. I know that's not what it's all about. But so like I said, I acknowledge it every single time that I go to church, if not every day. We are not going to do the reception part where family, you never see distant cousins show up to drink booze and eat food, but they cannot bother to show up for other occasions. I know this is true, Barb. Some of us old live together because if you marry, I think the wife loses the widow's benefit and possibly the the money or the SS, Social Security too. If Social Security is the husband's dead or otherwise way less money. Okay. Halloween is a holiday to get free candy. Yeah. Yeah. Uh, yeah. So I have trouble reading the text because I'm telling you, my eyes are strained from wearing my contacts all day, every day. I feel like there's somebody pushing on my eye because I've been out of habit of wearing them. And I mean, I used to wear them every day when I worked in an office. Occasionally, I would take a break, you know, and wear my glasses, and I felt much better. So you need to let your eyes rest from contacts all the time. But now that I broke my glasses and my eye doctor is kind of not really back full time because he had COVID and then he had a stroke and then he's in, physical therapy to recover from the stroke and he's back to work, but then I think he got fatigued and I don't know. I'm just waiting for him to call me to say, come on in to get your exam because I'm qualified to have another pair of glasses, which I'm kind of sick of my frames because I've had these frames since when did I get these frames? I think I got them in 2017 or was it 2016? Maybe even 2015. I've had them for a long time. And it's time for a change. Most Christian holidays are combined traditions with Christianity and paganism. I know. You got Easter, resurrection of Christ, and the Easter Bunny. You got Christmas, birth of Christ, and Santa Claus. What else is there? What else? Even Thanksgiving is not a religious holiday, but Thanksgiving we tend to decorate. The mascot for Thanksgiving is turkey, which is kind of morbid because you're going to eat it and you're decorating your house with it. If you think about it. But we just kind of have to have a mascot for everything, don't we? There's even a mascot for New Year's Day. It's Baby New Year. Valentine's Day we have Cupid, but that's Valentine's I don't think started out with candy and chocolate and flowers. I think it was because they wanted to celebrate Saint Valentine, which I don't know. Cammy, work on that. How did Valentine's start? Um, yeah, and then the whole of Halloween is paganism, but then you got the day after Halloween or a couple days after, which some people celebrate the Day of the Dead. So they think about the people who have passed on. Um, I don't personally, but then, like I said, I tend to think about those things not just on one day of the year. I think about them every time I go to church, if not most days that I'm awake. I think about the people who have passed on. I think about, you know, how Jesus came to die for our sins and he died and then he rose from the dead. So I don't really need a special day for that. I think it's nice if you have a big family and COVID wasn't around and you wanted people to visit you on Easter and have a special meal. That is great. I'm all for that. I did that when my kids were little and when my parents lived in Chicago. We had all of us were over. I don't have a big um I have a big extended family, but then they have their own little family units. So my one family, I don't have a lot of siblings from my mom's side, and those are the ones that I grew up with. So it's just me and my brother. So then, and he doesn't have kids. So it would just be seven of us for Easter, unless we invited a couple extra people. So, but it was always seven of us wherever we went to. Any other Sunday, we would go to church together. Seven of us, you know, my three bears, my parents, and my brother. So seven. Most expensive is the reception, Lori. Party and no ceremony, but not see they might as well add a ceremony to it for another couple hundred. I think a small ceremony is nice. I almost think it's if you're gonna seal something by law or by the church, I think you should have something. I don't think you should just go home and have some McDonald's. It's even if you're going to court and signing the paper, you still need to do something special, whether it just be you and your husband, maybe you and a couple other people. You know, the now see it's oh, but now see they see they might as well add a ceremony. Yeah, yeah, a cute one. And of course, Granny Crafter Edna is here. I'm sorry I missed you. You said I celebrate Jesus arising to celebrate Easter. Very good. How have you been, Granny Crafter Edna? Okay. Cami says the first Valentine's Day was in the year 496. I knew it was ancient. I knew that. I just didn't know what year. Having a particular Valentine's Day is a very old tradition, thought to have originated from a Roman festival. They had a festival called, ooh, I can't even pronounce that, in the middle of February, officially the start of their springtime. Yeah, not around here. It's not springtime. Usually, Valentine's Day is always paired with snow, blizzards. Always, almost always. Like extreme cold. Palm cross for Easter Friday and offering the palm bread Sunday to our elderly neighbor. I love that bread. I love that bread. I'm glad to hear you're doing okay. Chandra is here. Chandra, I'm sorry. I pronounced that wrong. Chandra is here. That's right? Correct? I um I just realized it is Holy Thursday today, isn't it? Holy Thursday. So this would be the day that everything started in the story you read from the Bible. The day everything started, where Jesus was arrested, or with the betrayal. First started with the betrayal, and what's his name? Gosh, Ugh, I know this name, but because there's a camera on me, I can't think of it. The one who betrayed Jesus. L. It starts with an L. Oh my gosh, the camera makes my memory go to mush. I swear. Lou, it's on the tip of my tongue. I know someone's going to tell me it's not Lazarus. It's not Judas. See, I thought it was Judas. Thank you, Cynthia. Thank you, Edna. Judas. Judas. I know this. I know this. I taught Sunday school for 20 years. I know this. But because there's a camera on me, ugh, my memory is no good. All right, let's see. Okay, so that's the day, Judas took the coins and, yeah. We will be, let's see. Sorry, I missed a thing. Not sure if you guys do that or if that is just our side of Roman Catholic Church. Mm, the Palm, I don't, I remember doing the Palm Sunday. We would take the palms home when I used to go to a Catholic church, but that was when I was a little girl. And then when we moved on to a more Protestant church, we did away with the palms. And we didn't do the ashes anymore on Ash Wednesday. But I know we still did like Easter eggs. We dyed Easter eggs. So we didn't really have, our church wasn't like so like against a lot of things that they didn't even want. I know there's churches who they don't even want to hear about the Easter bunny. No Easter eggs. Not they don't want to hear about that. Yeah, Cynthia. Oh my gosh. The camera. Oh yes, Chandra. Can someone drop Chandra's link? Bevy's Crafty Plans is here. Hello. Is Dana here? Is Joe still here? Barb, are you still here? They found a place in Brown County to rent for a weekend for $4,000. They are talking about just immediate family and Saturday afternoon ceremony and cookout. Her aunt is ordained. Okay. Oh, wow. $4,000. Now, okay. Thinking back, the money I spent on my wedding probably could have used that on my honeymoon. But then, now that I think about it more, the money I spent on my honeymoon probably could have been spent in my new home, my new apartment, to make it easier to pay the rent. You don't learn these things by someone telling you. Most of the time, you don't learn that way. You learn as you experience it. You know, if I could go back, I wouldn't have spent that much money on my wedding dress. I spent a lot of money on that dress. I wouldn't have spent that much money if I could go back. Now, the banquet wasn't that expensive because my husband worked for the venue, so we got our per plate, and it wasn't family style. They served it on a plate, everything to each individual person per plate, less than $7 per person. That was like 27 years ago. But even then, that was cheap. But there was no open bar because we didn't drink back then, and we didn't think it was. We were very judgy about people who drank, or we were taught to be judgy about to people who drank. We were like drilled. It was drilled in our head. Drinking is bad. Anyone who drinks is bad. No drinking. No drinking. No drinking. So, some people came to our wedding and like, what the heck? We see a wedding invitation. We get a little thirsty. And they were kind of disappointed with us, but that's okay. Some people left a little angry. That is fine. Probably should have put it on our invitations. No open bar, but they probably should have gotten that with the fact that it was a morning wedding. We had a morning wedding, 10 o'clock in the morning. So then the reception was at noon. So, I mean, just the reception 25 years ago was $10,000. Oh, I don't, I don't think I spent $10,000 on my wedding plus honeymoon plus like new furniture, or maybe I did. I didn't count it. I don't know, but it felt like $10,000 when I went to Disney World for the honeymoon. That place is, some people are against all things Disney. I could see why. That's an expensive thing. Disney is expensive. It's expensive. For me, my point of view, it's expensive. Maybe I'm cheap. Maybe I think, you know, getting a coffee cup that says Disney and paying $30 for it is way out of hand. But many people don't. Not everybody thinks like me, right? Good thing not everybody thinks like me. Good thing, right? It's not out of the world, but for just a haul, even in Brown County, that sounds cheap. I told her she could have my dress and redesign it. She was shocked and is thinking about it. I mean, that's what I saved it for. Lori, this is your son's daughter. I mean, this is your son's fiance, not your daughter. The bride is not your daughter. The bride is your son's fiance. Did I understand that correctly? Oh my gosh, Cynthia, you paid $10,000 for your first house? Whew, $10,000. Like, where did you live? I remember when my parents bought their first house in Chicago after they got married. Side note, my mom is married to my stepdad. Okay. So when they got married, I know that sounds silly for someone who doesn't know. So that's why I'm explaining. I was 5 when my mom got married. So, but when they got married and they bought their first house a few years later, I remember the price. It's tattooed on my brain, $64,000. But it was a 2-story house. It had an attic, a basement, and 2 apartments. So it was all brick, and it was in Chicago. And couldn't you believe 64,000? I'd buy anything, any house for 64,000. Well, any house around here, but I don't. That's not happening. You want to pay 64,000? You're probably gonna get a car. You know, bride is son's fiance. Okay, so when you offered her dress, your dress, you must be close with her to have that. You must have that kind of relationship where you think it's you're comfortable enough to offer your dress, because I will tell you, when I got married, if my my husband's, well, I didn't know his mom, but his stepmom, if she offered me her dress, I'd say no, thank you. I don't want it because it's not my style. But are you two like close enough and with style and personalities where that's her style? Um, that's nice if you are. I can imagine. I wouldn't. I don't know if I would. I'm thinking of my son's, one of his girlfriends that he was really um, close with, serious with. I don't think I had that relationship with her. I mean, it wasn't bad, but I don't think if they had gotten married, I would say wear my dress. Well, maybe because she wasn't the right one for him. I checked Disney prices in the States. Immediately decided that I would stick with Disneyland Paris. I, yeah, and here's the thing too, Barb. When I say that my husband worked for the venue when we got married, the venue was the Holiday Inn banquet hall, and it was a pretty nice one. But because he worked for Holiday Inn, the honeymoon, the per night, we had $15 per night to stay in a very nice hotel. So we got a lot of discounts, and our church, we worked for the church, so we didn't have to give the church any money for that, because we were already working for the church, and they were giving us money, and we tithe, of course, so we were giving money every week, so we didn't have to give them an extra chunk of money to have the ceremony there. So we did save a lot, but I think honestly, I still spent a lot of money on the dress when I think about it. I'm like, why? Why? Prices depend on where you live. Sandra lives in Ohio. They bought their first house for 12,600 in the late 80s, early 90s. Yeah, that's when my parents bought their house, I think in 83. Yeah, but their house was in the city. And now, if you buy a house in Chicago, that's why we live in the suburbs, because Chicago is expensive. Chicago, to live in the city, is expensive. It's expensive to have a car. It's expensive to have any piece of land. It's just expensive. Okay, so you're very close. Very. Oh, that's so nice. That is so nice. I'm glad for you. I really am because I hope to one day have like my one of my son or both of them really to find somebody who not not just so I can get along with them, but I hope that I when they find someone, it's not somebody that I would clash with, you know, because I that has happened where they bring some girl home and I do not like that girl, but what are you gonna say? You can't tell your son I hate her, you know. That's a slippery slope, you know. But currently, they're both single, which is fine with me. Yeah, it's I'm loving the fact that I have no I have no, you know, girlfriends in my life. What is that? No like girlfriend drama in my life. And two, I have no little kids to homeschool. Whoa. And yeah, it's just I'm okay with all that's going on. I have to look at the positive. I have to look at what's coming good out of it. David is here finally. We bought the house we live in now, Lori says, in 1997 for 90,000. You refied last year, it was 160,000. Oh my gosh. And my daughter has a girlfriend in Boston. Okay, so your daughter has a girlfriend in Boston, so that's a long distance relationship for her. So how did she meet this girl in Boston? But yeah, single sons, enjoy that. If you have a single son, enjoy the fact that they're single during the pandemic because I mean, I hear that a lot of people are afraid to get back in the dating lifestyle because, you know, you're just afraid of everything now because of the pandemic and the COVID and the shutdown and the germs and the vaccines and the vaccine mix ups and oh, you can't even get a vaccine if you want to. Some people have trouble getting vaccines, and are you eligible for a vaccine and all that? You know, it's hard enough, and then add a relationship. Oh, they met online, but she has gone to Boston a few times for a couple of weeks, and they have that 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 accent, don't they? That Boston accent. Park your car. That's how they say park your car. They say park your car. Anyone from Boston here? My local news guy is from Boston. So once in a while, he'll stop talking in his news anchor voice and give us some of his Boston accent. You know, I can't do it properly because I'm not from Boston. But yeah, I like their little accent is cute. Nam. Remember Nam from Cheers? Hey Nam, Norm, Norman, Naman. Am I saying that right? That 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 TV show Cheers. They were in Boston. Laura says my other son is 16 and no interest in girls. He says they are time consuming and expensive. He's right. He's right. They are a lot of drama, especially teenage girls. A lot of drama, and nowadays they're all about the gram and the selfies and the, you know the. When I was in high school, I didn't get my nails done, but I noticed that high school girls get their nails done. That's a routine thing for them. You know, it's already becoming an expensive life, and they wear the falsy eyelashes too. And a lot of them they have the extensions, and it's just normal for them. So it is expensive. You know, this yeah, it's just so good for him. Tell him to save his money. Save his money for college, for down payment on a house, or a deposit for an apartment. Buying a house is not for everybody. I will tell you, it's not for everybody. Mm-mm. I feel like if you own the house, it becomes difficult when something breaks down, when something doesn't work anymore, and something needs to be replaced. It's a lot of stress. I remember one of the homes we owned had a bad roof, and my husband was very afraid every time it rained or wind, extreme wind. And living in Chicago, it was always, not always, but much of the spring was windy. So when then we'd go out and look on the ground and there'd be shingles everywhere. And so that was a burden for us. It was a stressful time. So I could understand why somebody would decide, I am not going to buy, I'm going to rent. Barb blames her teachers from the international school in Germany. I had two teachers' husbands and wife from Boston as my teachers. You know what, Barb? You do sound like you're from Boston. Now that I think about it, I would have never put that together because I know you're not from Boston. But yeah, you do. You're right. You do. You do sound like you're from Boston. Yeah. Um, there's a lot of guys out there popular with girls and like girls, are interested in girls, but not interested like to pursue a relationship. Yeah. I'm thinking of one person I know. The One of my cousins, her son is a really cutie. He's a cutie, teenager boy. All the girls are after him. No, don't want to do it. Too much drama, he says. Yeah, that's I know. That is true. My bachelor son lives in Chicago. Oh, Evanston, but Chicago address. Yeah, Evanston is like the first suburb north of Chicago, the very first one. So, like Evanston, you could be in Evanston and cross the street, and you can go to Chicago, back to Chicago. You can go back and forth. When I was in Berlin, I met a young fellow who had spent a year in Virginia as an exchange student. His teachers back in Germany hated the accent he picked up. You know, I sometimes, if I'm in Texas long enough visiting my family, not that they're from Texas, they've moved to Texas. When I go down there, I used to go down there every year on spring break when my kids were still in school, living at home, under age 18. So every time they had spring break, we would drive down there and spend a week. And I would pick up that accent. Not because my family had it, but because like we would whenever we went out to restaurants or to the store, La Walmart, we would go to La Walmart. My grandmother would call it. Let's go, vámonos a La Walmart. I remember that. Oh, I missed that. Oh, but I would pick up that Texas accent. And I would also, yeah, David, Northwestern. My husband is a very big fan of Northwestern football, basketball, and football. Not basketball. I take that back. Football. Northwestern football is he's a big fan, and they have a good music and their medical program very good. A lot of doctors, good doctors, come from Northwestern. A lot of celebrities went to Northwestern for drama, their drama program, their acting, whatever you call it. Barb says her oldest son, who is 21, and every girl from 16 years up is trying to get with him, and he's not interested in getting a girlfriend. I think maybe girls sense that when boys don't want a girlfriend. That's when they swoop in. Wow. Pure muscle, blonde hair. Oh my gosh. Yeah. Well, he's the most eligible bachelor, isn't he? He should enjoy that because once you get married, all that your life kind of changes. When you get married, no more clubbing and well, really, that you're not supposed to go clubbing when you're married. I guess there's no rule or law that says it, but I mean, I think you go clubbing to kind of look for somebody to meet, right? I guess you could go for dancing. I don't know what I'm talking about. I never went. I've been to a club before, but I didn't. I never lived that lifestyle of going to the club every weekend because it was frowned upon according to our church when I was younger. So, not that I think clubbing is bad. No way. That's not what I'm saying. Oh, David has his David's ears are perking up. I grew up in Indiana, but extended family is in Wisconsin. Lori says when I would go up there, they said I sounded like a hillbilly. Then when I came back, they said you sounded Canadian. Oh my gosh. Yeah. Okay, so I used to work in a church, but the pastor and his wife are from the South. We're from the South. So they had a Southern accent. After learning from them and being with them 7 days a week, and on the weekdays, 8 or 9 hours a day, and on the weekends, maybe 4 hours each day. So I'm constantly with either the pastor or his wife or both. Me and my husband, I picked up their accent. I started talking like I was from the South. I think I told you this story before. My son is more the go to a rock bar than drink a beer guy. I think I told you the story before that my pastor's wife ordered an iced tea. She's like, I like an iced tea, iced tea, to say iced tea. They brought her an iced tea spumante, which is an alcoholic drink, which mortified her because no alcohol. So that was kind of a funny story. I wasn't there, but she tells it with fondness. Is it? I don't want to step on Dana's toes, but let me get her link up so that when it is time, we can go raid her over there at the Make and Meet. I will copy this link, copy, and let me put it in here so that you can have it ready. So that when she's on, we can just raid her. It'll be a seamless transition from my house to her house. I spent the years from 5 to 14 in Minnesota. Don't you know? Minnesota, don't you know? And then we moved to North Carolina, where both parents had grown up. And I spent 27 years in New York. In New York. Very confusing accent. I bet. I bet it is. Oh, of course, Dana. That's the least I can do for you, Dana. After everything you've done for my channel, I appreciate everything. So make sure that we raid. I always make sure we raid Dana on Thursdays. And I almost went into a panic because as some of you, I came on earlier than I had posted, but I posted the time later than usual because I had a virtual appointment, and that one was at 2:45, and I was thinking, is it going to go over? Is it going to, is it going to start on time? And of course, it didn't start on time, but I was off at 3:03, and I'm like, oh well, see, I was able to go on live, so I came on earlier than 3:15. Hi, Nana Michelle. Nana Michelle, I saw you. Where did I see you last? You were on David's live. You and Noni May were on David's live yesterday. I know I didn't say anything, David. I was just lurking, but I did put my thumbs up. I didn't stay on for long because what was I doing? I've been I've been a little bit nutty with the cleaning. I've been like I said, my OCD is back, and I'm like not sitting down as much as I used to. I've just been obsessed with like I gotta push every chair in. Like as I'm talking to you, I can't really go up and push the chair in. That's right over there. It's out. But it is right here, sitting on my brain, bothering me, bothering me. You know, so as soon as I come off of this live, I'm gonna go push it in because it's upsetting me. But I'm not gonna get off the live, like get off camera to just to put the chair in. It's not quite on that level yet. Okay. Now, Dana is live now. Ooh, white tornado. My hope was here. Okay. Dana is live now. So let's go over and go to Dana's house and raid her from the Hook Crochet channel. And I will tell you to take care and stay safe. And also thank you for coming. And I will see you Sunday, Easter Sunday. And if you can't make it, I completely understand. You're spending time with family. But if you can, hop on over. And until then, take care and stay safe. I'll see you at Dana's. Bye.